I'm here today in the Bill Edwards Center with Revenue Collector Joy Willingham, who has served the city for 19 years now. Welcome, Joy.
Well, thank you, Terry. I appreciate that.
I just want you to know that you are my go-to person for so many phone calls that we get in public information, mostly from people who are starting a new business. And
Right.
that's what they have questions, they want to know what permits are needed, and they go to you. So here we are in the Bill Edwards Center, the building where people come and pay their water and wastewater fees, sanitation fees. And your office is right next door, isn't it?
Right next to the water company and next to the finance company on the other side of me here.
And you also have neighbors with traffic services that
Traffic Services is also located out here, so we're a pretty busy little area.
And this Bill Edwards Center is located right next to the airport on Airport Road for people who are trying to familiarize themselves
Right.
with where we're sitting today. So
That's
let's
right.
let's start off with what city services the revenue collector provides.
Okay, well, of course, probably our number one is issuing occupation tax permits. Some people call it privilege licenses, some call it a business city license. It's all the same thing. We also issue transportation stickers for public transportation, such as limousines, taxi cabs, sightseeing, and charter services, and those are renewable annually. We do the seasonal racetrack parking lots, issue stickers for those signs where you go and pick your winning horse to bet on. We do the tip sheets here as far as issuing them licenses to make and sell those. And we do city alcohol permits. Anyone selling alcohol in the city has to have a permit from the state. The city follows state guideline, and once they have a state permit, they come here to get a city alcohol permit. We bill for all of these things out of here. Occupation taxes, of course, is probably the main thing, people starting new businesses. And we have approximately 3,000 businesses that we bill through here annually. And then they come here also or send their payments into us, and we receive their payments here.
It's interesting to hear what a variety of permits that you handle, and since we are a town with a thoroughbred racetrack,
Right.
that means you have additional business to handle there.
Right, we're a unique location here. There's so many different things in Hot Springs, that need to be addressed.
Yes. Now, let's say I'm starting a new business in Hot Springs. What does a new business owner need to know before opening up their business?
Well, a lot of people get really confused as to where they need to go, what they need to do. I put together an informational packet that I have available here in my office for people, and it's just called Operating a Business in Hot Springs. It has information on the local levels, the county level, the city level, state level, and federal level. You can get information in here to find out if the zoning for where you want to set your business is correct. Find out if you need a sales tax number or a federal tax ID number. If you want to register your business name, we can direct you in the right place to where you can do that. But these are also available on the city website. Anyone who wants to go to cityhs.net, go to departments under city clerk, click on revenue collections and business licensing. And there's several different forms there, along with information on starting a business.
And that's quite a bit of information. If you go to the
Well-
website, you'll see that it's an extensive handout.
It is, but when you're starting a business, and every business has its own needs, if you're a retail business, there's certain things you need. If you're a restaurant or even a little concession stand, it's just amazing how many steps there are to get that set up.
And thankfully, most people ask those questions. They'll say, I'm opening up this taco stand, do I need a permit?
That's right.
Or do I need a permit to perform music on the street corner? There are so many
That's
questions
right.
that you handle every day.
There are, and we try to find them an answer. If we can't, we send them in the right direction, you know, to the state agency or whatever I feel would be best that they need.
Now here's another popular area of inquiry. How long is a business license or a city alcohol permit effective?
They're each effective for 1 year. The city business license runs on a calendar year, January through December. When someone comes in to start a new business, we prorate their first year based on their starting date through the end of December. Then they all come up renewable the 1st of January. An alcohol permit runs on a fiscal year the same as the state. That runs from July 1st through June 30th. So they are just coming up renewable right now.
I see. And occupation taxes, how are they determined?
We use the North American Industrial Classified System, and that's a mouthful, but it's a book that breaks down any type of business into detail. You can go there and find your classification. The city has about 300 different classifications, and as a business comes in and we determine what they're doing, we assign the classification to them, and each classification has a different fee depending on what it is.
So it might be determined by, say, the number of seats in a restaurant?
Some rates are fixed, it's just a flat fee. Some rates are variable. If you have a restaurant, it's based on the number of seats that you have. If you are a doctor's clinic, it is determined by the number of physicians in that office. If you're a retail store, anything from a small boutique up to Walmart, it's based on your total inventory, your resaleable merchandise at your cost, not your resale value.
How interesting. Now let's move on to the area of parking meters and parking spaces. People will notice it. Sometimes they are reserved. Why is that?
They are. The only time a parking meter or a parking space is reserved is if a business is moving into a location where parking is tight, you don't have a place to maybe put in a trailer and do your loading and unloading for construction, for tools and that kind of thing. So we will let those people rent these spaces or meters for whatever length of time they need, maybe 2 days, maybe 5 days, just to load and unload and get their materials and maybe move the merchandise into the store, that kind of thing. If it's a meter, we take that application and process it and send it to the police department, and they send someone over the day before, late that night before, or early of the morning of, and bag those meters, put a locking bag that says they're reserved.
Well, that explains a good bit of the mystery of those bagged meters, doesn't it?
And they also will bag meters for different special events, you know, like Arts in the Park or the Corvette Club, things like that that come in that need a group of meters bagged just, you know, for their event that they're having.
Now, we've covered a number of services that your office provides, and you can see that when you come to the office, Joy is going to give you a smile, a full explanation, and great customer service. But if people have any questions about some of the things that we've discussed today, is there a number where they can reach you?
Yes, they can. If you have any questions about starting a business or anything else that you think I can help you with, you can reach me at 321-6826. And we're here from 8 to 5 every day, so just give us a call and we'll do what we can to help you.
Thank you, Joy.
Thank you.
I learn something new every time she describes the services here. It's always an education. Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate the information. Do feel free to contact Joy if you have any questions. And next week we'll bring you more city news.